Overall, we nearly had another Pro-Am winner overall this time, but not quite, only a few seconds. But anyway, the number 27 Nielsen Racing, Tony Wells, you started the race. Tyre choice was critical, and you seem to be really enjoying yourself out there on those wet tyres.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously it helps to be British, and we had a bit of a debate. I went out with the wets to the grid, and then we put the slicks on, and we had some discussion. And then I was sat in the car, and I just said we're on the wrong tyres. So they swapped the tyres just before the end, and I went out in the wets, and then I was kind of just praying that it was going to rain, and obviously it did. So, but it was pretty cool because obviously I had a lot more grip than everyone else, and yeah, it's great fun.
I was going to ask you about the traffic. Obviously, there's a lot of traffic out there. A lot of cars on slicks sliding around.
Oh, the P2 Pro guys were everywhere, and I was trying to get trying to get past them, and yeah. It was funny, right? Because obviously they were scrabbling for grip, and I had loads. So
obviously the first safety car didn't really affect what you were doing, but the second safety car, obviously you had a massive lead by that point, and then suddenly you lost it because of that safety car. I think there was a few choice words in the car.
Well, not really, because for the first hour I didn't have the radio. So the radio backed in, and I was like, so I couldn't hear anything. So I just kind of cracked on. And then I got I could see how much fuel I had and how long the race was going on or whatever. So basically I got down to 10 litres, and then I got the pit board in. So I came in, and then they fiddled around with it, and then suddenly it worked, and then, I could find out where I was and all the rest of it. But no, it wasn't helpful with the other safety car, but the guys had the pace anyway. So it made it more stressful to watch, but more exciting I guess, for everyone else.
I was going to ask you, what was it like in the car watching these two guys, especially James at the end, those last couple of laps? It's more difficult being in the garage than being in the car, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the car was, I thoroughly enjoyed driving the car for an hour or so, right? It was just, the car was amazing to drive. I loved it. The balance was perfect. It was just fun.
You handed over to Sergio. Sergio, you took over and you were moving back up through the lead. I think you took the lead. You had that battle with the 77 car for a while as well. So talk us through your stint, because you were also having a bit of fun out there.
Yeah, Tony put us in the perfect track position. As you said, some of that gap was evaporated with that first safety car. But we still had a good track position. So that gave what James and I needed to do a good race. As Tony said, Nielsen guys did an amazing job with the setup. We had a good car balance overall. I struggled a bit more. I kept Tony's tires. I think most of the cars probably kept the tires of the first stints, but some others were new. So I struggled in the beginning of my stint, even I think lost the lead. But then afterwards, towards the end, when the track was starting to dry, I regained some pace. I think I retook the lead. It's hard to, I don't know, because I didn't watch the race from inside. It's a bit confusing. But, and then James did he'll speak for himself, but me just watching James in the end, going out on cold tires and battling out with the TDS guys for the victory, that looked very special, and then had a very solid stint. So I'm really pleased with my two teammates for what they did today. I'm pleased with the choices we took, and I'm happy to be racing in LMS and that we get this first victory together.
It's good to see you here, Sergio. James, you've done this a few times before, but that was an amazing last few laps. But talk us through your stint, because obviously the track had dried, you were back on slicks, and then suddenly it was getting the pace was there.
Yeah, it's always difficult to even just to go from wets to slicks on a drying track. So to go in there blind, coming from Sergio on the wets to just me putting slicks on straight away, was certainly a mission to sort of find the grip and get into it, as well as also still battling other cars. But I think the thing that really sort of will get overlooked here, and I want to make a point, is that both Tony and Sergio have never driven this car in the wet before. It was all the testing we did has been in the dry, all the races we've done have been in the dry, and they got in and both did a fantastic job. So I really do have to commend both of them for the stints that they did during the race. As for Tony, he made a fantastic call. We were all thinking like it could probably be slicks. It's probably just about dry enough, at least for the sort of gain that we were expecting towards the end of the stint. But Tony said he'd be more confident on wets, and that ended up being really the right call. He said that he mentioned that it was probably more stressful watching than being in the car, but I'll tell you what, I was really stressing those last few laps. I was getting the gap from Charles, my engineer, every lap, and I was just kind of holding on as much as I could, and thankfully we were able to get it in the end.
Also, you had the 18 Edict car in front of you, and we thought at one point you were going to go for it. But was there always in the back of your mind think I don't need to pass in to win the Pro-Am? Or as a racing driver, which we all know you want to be the first past the line, was there an element of thinking, yeah, I'm going to go for it if I get the chance?
I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, like I didn't really want to get involved with the pro fights. I mean, I was behind Philippe in the 24 car as well, who's our sister car. So I definitely didn't want to get involved in a scrap with him and cost time and lose the advantage I had to the people behind me. But at the same time, no one told me that the 18 in front was the overall leader. So if I had known, maybe I probably would have tried a bit harder to get it. But it is what it is, and we'll take the win as we got it.